welcome to Yoga with Cynthia. I'm Cynthia Bialik, and both the host and the producer for this program. Irene Faithful is often here to help me demonstrate the yoga poses for you, and today's session is going to be very unique. It's yoga with a resistance tube. We're wearing the tubes right now on our wrists because we're going to be using the tube to strengthen the back muscles. Many people that practice yoga forgo a lot of other exercise forms. As we age, it's more important to really be strong in your joints and the ligaments and all the soft tissue attachments. And the variable resistance that the tubes offer is really helpful in conjunction with yoga to maintain overall strength and stability. So that's what we're going to be explaining and demonstrating today with the resistance tube. So if you have one, that's great. Grab it and we'll show you what to do with it. If you don't, you can go through a lot of the same motions that we're doing without the tube, but you can kind of understand with our demonstrations how to go about and do it when you do get a tube, or if you decide to get a tube. So go ahead and find a comfortable place to be. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can still do this class. It's one that is going to be manageable even if you can't do yoga. We're going to start with some warm-up movements, and we're going to just use our tubes some for the warm-up as well. So those of you that are joining us with the tube, go ahead. We're going to start to swing those arms back and forth. Just allow the shoulders to come forward and back. We're going to be doing some chest openers and then back opening. So rounding the shoulders to open the back, lifting the chest to open up the shoulders. So let's take our gaze up, deep breath in, exhale, and fold. So I want you to actually take your gaze up. Keep your eyes open, look up. On the exhale, look down at your toes. So you're breathing in and out through the nose, in and out, okay? So now I want you to take the tube if you have it and just move it around a little bit and stretch those wrists. Just move that tube around. And now I want you to grab that tube up so you have about 12 inches in between your hands. I'm going to take that tube up in the air and pull out. So this is a good way to stretch across the chest while stabilizing the shoulder girdle. So we're pulling our shoulders down as we stretch the chest. Then we're going to pull the hips back, reach forward, and if you can, come down to the floor. Come back up, lift your chest, push those thigh bones forward, lift the rib cage a little higher, and once again, forward fold. So we're in Uttanasana right here, in forward flexion. Then we're going to come back up to a standing backward bend, lifting the chest into extension. Now we're going to keep those arms up in the air, stabilize our shoulder girdle, draw the navel to your spine, and lift that right leg up. So now we're balancing, but we're able to do so a little bit easier because we're stabilizing the upper body. Now work the lower body. Just move your right leg up and down while you stabilize the upper body. And put that foot down. Let's try the other leg. Left leg out to the side. Lift it up. Put it down. You can either take your gaze forward or take your gaze down in front of your mat. 2 more times. Exhale as you come in and down. All right, bring those arms out in front. Now, we're going to try to pull the arms out a little further. This works the posterior deltoids, the back of your shoulders. So the arms are out in front. You're going to pull out to the side and release. And pull out to the side and release. Deep breath. Exhale. Now this time, pull all the way back towards your chest and forward. Now start to add extension with this. Bring the chest up to the tube, then come to neutral. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Now if you're working with us at home with these, you should feel the back muscles starting to get a little weaker, yes? So we feel the they're strengthening, but now they're getting a little tired, right? So we're only going to do a few more using the strength of your back muscles, so the rhomboids, the erector spinae muscles, the infraspinatus muscles, all are engaging and disengaging. One more time, and then relax. Now, we're going to drop that left side of the tube, and I want you to take that right arm around, sort of like a lasso. So you're going to bring that right elbow up in the air and bring the tube around your body. So we're working the torso a little bit. So if you have some tension in your lats, in your erector spinae muscles, or in your rhomboids, this should help you relieve that. Do we notice that at home? How about you? All right. So now I want you to take your right arm up in the air, and you'll notice that the tube is hanging down your back. We're going to take the left hand and climb it up towards the middle of your back. Then walk your right hand down. See if you can connect your hands. And if you can't, I want you to pull up with your right hand and down with your left. And then as you relax, see if your hands come together. Release your hands. Pull up with your right elbow, down with your left. Then release. See if you can reach back for your hands. Now, if you can hold your hands, get a good grip. And once again, gaze upward. Lift your chin. So you're relaxing the neck. The neck finds its natural curve as we look up. Stay there and continue to breathe. 2 more slow breaths. Now squeeze those inner thighs to stabilize your pelvic girdle. And I want you to sit back now and pull up through the crown of your head. Keep holding those hands in because muscles have really good long-term memory, but really poor short-term memory. So we're going to hold in a modified chair pose here, and then come back up and release those arms. How do you feel? Good? It's good, good, intense stretch. Now our left arm is out, and we're going to take that left arm and swing it around the body. So when you do this again, you're noticing your lats, because as you roll, you're actually going through lateral flexion through the spine. And that's going to dissipate some of the tight muscles that you have and restore some oxygen throughout the torso of the body so that we feel like we have more strength to continue on throughout the duration of this session. Let's take that left arm up in the air and keep that elbow up high. Take your right arm back behind you, and we're going to slide that right arm up and slide the left arm down. Now pull up with your left elbow and down with your right. So you're playing tug of war with that tube. Hold it for a moment. Really pull up with your left, down with your right, then release. See if your fingers will touch. Try it again. Pull up, pull down with your right elbow, up with your left. Stay there, hold, breathe deep, exhale and release. See if you can touch those fingers now. Try to lock those hands in place. Stay there and breathe. Good. See if you can get this at home. Reaching back as much as you can. Hold there. Stretch. Good. And let's go ahead and sit back. Sit back. So we've got that modified chair going on there. Hold on. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Hang on to that. Keep lifting that left elbow up. Keep bringing the right elbow down. Hang on. 2 more deep breaths. Keep pulling the head up as you pull your hips back behind your heels. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale and release those arms. Come back to center. Okay. So now we're going to step on the tube. Okay? Now, in yoga, one of the sets of muscles that we don't oftentimes focus on as much as others, and we just did when we were balancing, is our abductors, our outer thigh muscles. So we're just going to gently condition those muscles, and we're going to do some yoga poses that focus on the abductors, okay? So let's take the right leg out a little further, okay, and then back in. Take it out and back in. Just slide the outside of your foot against the tube. Engage those abductors. Now, those muscles are essential for the balance pose half moon. They're also essential for getting in and out of side arm balance when we add a little bit of challenge to the pose. So we're going to really think about using those muscles when we continue. All right, let's try the other side. Moving that on the left. Bring that heel back in. Push that heel all the way out to the outside edges of your mat. Doing 8 on each side. So 4 more there. 4. And 3. And 2. 1 more. Good. All right. So we're going to do a modified version of half moon. I want you to put the tube underneath your left foot, and you're going to hold on below the handles. You're going to pull your left knee upward and stabilize that left leg. At the same time, you're going to open your right hip and lift that right leg in the air. Now lift your right arm up. Keep pushing up through that right leg. Perfect. And open that hip as much as you can. So pushing back with your heel, lifting up with your left knee. Excellent, Irene. Hold on to that. Now step back, and I want you to hold on to the tube handles, and let's pull the elbows towards the ceiling. Contract the back muscles once again. Hold tight. Then we're going to release and bend the knee. Lift the rib cage up. Look to the ceiling. See if you have greater extension than you usually have. Now that we've focused on the back muscles, lift the chest. Pull those shoulders down and really let the erector spinae muscles do their job to keep you in extension. Then we're going to climb down the tube. Those of you that have very tight hamstrings, you may just find yourself moving down halfway and pulling up to hold there. You want to bring the head towards the front foot. So keep pulling forward only as close as you can to the mat. So I know some of you have a lot of flexibility and bring your head all the way down to your left knee. If you can do that, go ahead. But use the tube for support. Pull the elbows back. Keep your left leg strong, pulling the kneecap towards your hips. Now, let's take the tube off to the side, put both hands down, and come off your right leg. Now think about what we did with the tube. Lift your left kneecap up. Pull up. Imagine that tube stabilizing your hips. Rotate that right hip. Slowly open to the right side of your mat. Look up into that right hand. And once again, we're in half moon. Using the strength of your abductors, lift that right leg up. Open your right hand. Stay there using the strength of your abductors, the glute medius and minimus, using the strength of your quads, the strength of your back muscles. Then bend that left knee, come back up, interlace your fingers, and stretch the wrists. Lift your rib cage high. All right, so we have that same sequence to do on the other side. So let's go ahead, release those arms. Go ahead and get your tube once again. And let's go ahead and step on that tube with your right foot. And step back with your left foot. Now, we're going to pull back on that tube. Lift your right kneecap up. Stabilize with your quads. As you pull up, we're going to lift the left leg in the air. Opening that hip, lifting your left arm. Step back, and now pull back and row. Contract the back muscles here, and then slowly straighten the arms and pull the chest up in the air. Lift your rib cage, fall back over your hips. See if you have a little bit more extension than you normally do. Now allow the chest to fall forward. Climb down that tube and pull down gently. Those of you that can't get it all the way down, that's okay. You can hold on to one side of the tube. If you're right, one to the left. Or if you feel you can, come all the way down into the mat. Go ahead. Stretching those hamstrings. Now we're going to put that tube off to the side. Bend your right knee. Lift your kneecap up. Open that left hip. And once again, turn to the left side of the room in Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Look up into your left hand when you can, lifting that left leg high. Flex your left foot. And step on back. Lifting the rib cage in the air. Look up. And come to the front of your mat, Samastiti. Now interlace your fingers. Press the heels of your hands up. And just traction the spine. So keep your head on the horizon here. Now we're going to be coming down into the mat. Let's come on down. And we're going to use the tube to use our core, okay? To better stabilize our body using the transverse abdominis muscle fibers with the rectus abdominis muscle fibers, our most superficial muscle fibers. So we're going to take the tube and first place it on top of the feet like this, and then loop the tube around your feet. So this is where we are. That way the handles are right in the middle, and we're going to hold on to the handles like this, and then walk your feet a little further apart. And that will help stabilize your lower legs, okay? Because we want the heels to be pushing down, and we want the knees in line with your ankles, okay? And now we're going to tilt the pelvis. So take a deep breath in, lift your chest up. Now fold, flex the spine, drive the navel in, and tuck your tailbone out from underneath you. Do we feel the core working? Press down onto the sacrum. Then release. Take a deep breath in. Lift your chest, shoulders are back. Start to tilt the pelvis. So it's a posterior tilt of the pelvis. We're scooting the tailbone between the legs. Our pubic bone comes up as we drop onto the sacrum. Hold and stay there. 2 more deep breaths. Slowly come up. Good. Are we starting to feel this? Yeah? All right. I hope you are at home. Let's try it again. Deep breath in. Lift your chest. Come back down. We're going to hold it a little longer still. So we're doing variable resistance with isometric contraction. So we're going to hold that. Breathe in and out through the nose. 2 more slow breaths. Come up. Good. Now, we're going to do it without the tube so you can compare how you feel. We created a lot of stability when we just did it now, and it was by doing so, we enabled ourselves to really hold the contraction where we need it most to gain stability through the pelvic region. So let's take the tube away. Try to keep your legs in the same place, okay? But we're going to take the arms out to the side. Slowly pull back onto the sacrum, engage your core. Now, we're going to drop the arms and bring the legs up, and we're in Ardha Navasana, half boat pose. And we need to use a combination of the transverse abdominis and the rectus abdominis muscle fibers to hold the pose. So we got a little training with the tube, and now, hopefully we're stronger because of it. 4 more slow breaths. Two more. And let's put those heels down and come back up. All right, so flip over. And our belly is down. All right. Now I just want you to kick your heels up one at a time towards the buttocks. So we're engaging and disengaging the hamstrings. In yoga, sometimes one of the toughest things to stretch, one of the toughest muscles to stretch is the quadriceps. So we're going to be focused on quadriceps. We did a lot of hamstrings when we were standing, and now our focus is on the quads. All right, so we're going to be in extension, shoulders back, lift your chest. Let's find ourselves right here in Sphinx pose. Okay, now I want you to remember this position. We're going to go ahead and make a loop with our tube. So you're going to put one handle inside the other, like that, okay? And you're making a little loop. And what we're going to do is put that loop around the left foot. Reach back there, and then, so it's on your ankle, okay? And you're going to grab that tube. Now, we're going to pull back over the left shoulder, and notice that your leg's coming towards you. Hopefully it's coming towards you. Lift your knee and let your heel continue coming forward. Do we feel that? Yeah. All right, so you have a little machine. Even if your leg doesn't want to come up, as long as you're pulling forward, your leg will come up. Now lower it down slowly. Drop it back. I want you to see how that works, okay? Let's try it again. Start to pull back. The left arm is coming forward. You're going to lift that left leg up. And now I want you to hold on to the tube with your left hand. Put your right hand down and lift your left elbow up. Look up in the air. So you've got really good extension while you're stretching those quads. Hold and breathe. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Lift up a little higher if you can. Lift your chest. Pull that foot back towards your head. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Feel the abs stretch. Those abs we worked so hard, the rectospinae muscles are now stretching. How does that feel, Irene? Intense. Intense. All right, let's come down. All right. So let's go to the other side. So because it was so intense, let's stretch those shoulders. Reach the arms out in front of you. Let your head drop. Stretch through the crown of your head. All right, let's come back to center. And we have the other leg to do. So let's loop that tube around your right foot. All right, so now it's over your right shoulder, and just see how it works. Go ahead and pull forward. Lift your knee up, and see that your foot's coming forward, stretching those quads, then release back, and then come forward. Feel that movement, back and forth. Knee comes up and down. Okay, so now start to come onto your left elbow. Start to lift the right elbow up, And pull that right foot towards your head, lifting your chest in the air. Look up at the ceiling. Lift the rib cage high. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. If you want more, go ahead and grip a little bit more. Lifting that right knee off the floor. Look up. Lifting your chest a little higher. Deep breaths. Very nice. Let's come on down and let's unloop that right leg and have a seat. Now, today we're really focused on stretching the chest, a lot of openers, a lot of strengthening for both the upper back and lower back. And because of that, we're going to end in knees to chest pose. All right? Join us. You want to release that low back and make sure that you stretch all those muscles out before you go into Savasana. So first I want to thank you so much for watching today's program. Join us for knees to chest, and then we're going to slowly move right into Savasana. So stay with us. Bye for now. Namaste. That went so fast, Irene. I had 2